Every loss in the fighting game community, from Brawlhalla to actual traditional fighting games, from some random gold match to Evo Grand Finals, usually will always be slapped with the same excuse: skill issue.
Look at this dude. Wait till you see the. No, 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 no.
Yeah, I just had to. I had to. But you can play damn near perfect, making zero mistakes, reading your opponent like a children's picture book in a library, and still lose due to circumstances. Now, don't get it twisted. Skill always matters. Practicing, grinding, improving your fundamentals, that is the foundation of every game. But that's obvious and not what we're talking about here. We're talking about when skill is equal. And this video isn't me handing out excuses, you know. This is me, Black Sensei, your sensei, showing you the cheat codes. Because let's be real here, when new players ask for tips, pros usually come up with some shallow answer, generic stuff like just punish more or don't get hits. That's not what this is. This is BS Theory 101, a deconstruction of the actual fundamental interactions that lead to losses. This is really me dumping the truth on yours, you know. And before I dump that truth of losing on you, we gotta talk about winning. So lucky for you, here today, I'll explain exactly how that works. To understand how fighting games work, it is important to recognize that each game builds a competitive depth around a core mechanic or philosophy that already exists in real fighting. That one thing is the thing that the game secretly revolves around. Whether it's technical skill, strategical positioning, matchup knowledge, every fighting game rewards players who master its unique foundation. And whatever it is, if you don't master that core, you're never really cooking for real. Take Naruto Storm 4 for example. Success often comes from strong neutral play and technical skill. Like, I don't care how good your max damage combos are, you are not beating someone who's mastered neutral and switch tech. Or even Clash Royale, where it's all about matchup dynamics and counterplay. Like, I don't care if you are the Elon Musk of expert. If you queue into Giant Graveyard, Double Prince, Recruits with Earthquake, and you are playing 2.9 Cycle, you're done. Like, you need bro to disconnect for the whole 3 minutes to win that. And bro would need to be a bot to lose that. In Brawlhalla, the winning formula is a blend of playstyle matchup, characters, and environmental factors. It's not just about the character you pick, but how it interacts with the opponent's style and the stage itself. So, for example, picture this. You are playing Mako. Now Mako is a grounded, rush down character. Now let's say you're fighting against a floaty, passive Artemis on Demon Island, which is one of the largest stages in the game. Artemis as a character thrives in the air and can use her tools to avoid close combat, and Mako, on the other hand, lacks the aerial tools to chase effectively and can't capitalize on platform movement to catch that Artemis because there aren't none. The kind of interaction where character strengths, playstyle, and stage layout all collide is what defines competitive depth in Brawlhalla. And it is a concept that applies broadly across fighting games. That right there is Brawlhalla's identity, which I call context. That's what makes it different from a game like Storm, where neutral skill carries regardless of the context. That's why in Brawl you'll see pros switching legends or maps mid-set. Chat might be screaming, why bro switches main? But the pro is really saying, the context wasn't in my favor and I need something different. Like I said earlier, every fighting game operates on a foundational mechanic. Things like character abilities, stage design, matchup dynamics, and that usually defines who wins and who loses. Okay, so now let's reimagine our matchup between the Artemis and Mako, and the stage is still Demon Island. On paper, the Artemis is chilling. The map supports her passive playstyle, her kit's rewards disengaging, and the environment limits Mako's ability to chase. This combination of legend, stage, and playstyle, what I called context, when these elements align, one player's game tends to dominate over the other. In this case, the Artemis is quote-unquote playing home. Her style is reinforced by both the map and the character. Meanwhile, Mako is playing away. I think of it like a 40-30-30 split. Like 40% playstyle, 30% character, 30% environment. So since playstyle is the biggest chunk of the cake, playstyle alone will mostly define matches, but even though playstyle does control those matches, like let's say your Terrace on Smallborough Haven, it is over. The map and the character synergy is so stacked in a sense that like 30 plus 30 equals 60 and 60 is more than 40. So playstyle goes out the window. Now if the away player wins, let's say Mako defeats Artemis on Demon Island, it doesn't necessarily mean the Mako is the better player. Instead, it suggests that the Artemis heavily misplayed somewhere. Artemis should have had the edge. So if she loses, it is due to strategical error, poor decision making, or critical mistake. Maybe she SD'd. So, long story short, matches in the FGC aren't just Bob versus Steve. They are like chess, except shaped by the core mechanics of the game itself. So a lot of the time, unlike chess, the match was most likely decided before you even started. And a true 50-50 match basically doesn't exist unless you'll adapt the same playstyle frame for frame, etc. And of course, there are external factors like lag, unfamiliar legends, overtuned mechanics, which can influence outcomes. Now, there are 3 internal losses which exist when both players have tools to win, no lag, no cheese. Every fair loss boils down to one of these. The first loss type is access denied or can't touch. Every fighting game player knows the feeling of when you are swinging, pressing buttons, reaching for contact, and all you hit is the air. Can't touch or access denied is the state where you're locked out of neutral entirely. Denied access to your opponent before you could even think about trading blows. This isn't losing trades, this is never getting to trade at all. You also have momentum loss, which is like you were able to contact earlier, but now you can't. They locked in or you locked out. And then after that we have the kit tax. Their strengths are exactly where your weaknesses are. Then you have the environment. Large maps give space for players to run more, and small maps give strength to stronger characters to kill even earlier than they usually do. This is neutral and spatial loss in its purest form. Offense just feels impossible. All these things can cause you to enter the access denied state. The second loss type is impact denied or can't hurt. Now in Brawlhalla, there is a world of difference between not dealing damage because you are bad at the game and go for unoptimal punishes, and failing to deal damage because you simply don't have the tools to do so. The can't hurt state is what happens when you can reach your opponent but your impact is paper thin. You pile on hits that look meaty and seem meaty in the replay, yet the reward is pennies compared to what your opponent catches out. The same problem hit Chakram after its game potential was nerfed. Without that off the top kill threat, you can land clean strings, but when the damage doesn't add up, you're cooked. However, as some weapons have this problem, some are bulletproof against this problem. One hit can equal 3 hits from some light damage weapons. Meanwhile, other weapons need many openings to match that same threat. Basically, can't hurt doesn't mean you can't play. It means the context of your kit, the stats, the playstyle, the map reduces your kit to nothingness. The last section, the last type of loss, is the Shadow Realm. The Shadow Realm of can't touch and can't hurt, access denied and input denied. This is the abyss, the despair pit, the true end state. Not only can you not reach them, but even when you do, your hits are so light that they might as well be coupons. It's the why am I even here game, it is the you've been winning too much game. Basically it translates to game over, bro. From the opening seconds, your win conditions evaporate, and every moment after that is just you slowly realizing that you can't win. The experience is so suffocating. You're gated out of neutral, and when you finally slip through, the damage you deal barely dents them, while theirs hits you like a truck. Your panic options get farmed, and your every mistake becomes a YouTube short. One of the saddest parts about this matchup is they don't even need to work hard. They can just play the game normally, pressing buttons at their own rhythm, while you are burning every resources, pulling off galaxy brain plays that would make Sandstorm proud just to delay the inevitable. At this point, your only real win condition is them going AFK for 5 minutes straight. And even then, if you don't take enough stocks before they return, you still could lose. Like, we've seen competitive sets that one game in that set, one of the pro players would randomly get a 3 stock that one game and still lose the set. It was just that one match. I could also remember, I can't remember where, if it was a tournament, but that happened between Kosalix and Boomy, where one 3 stocks won and then the next game the other 3 stock the other, like back to back, because of map changes, etc. This is the worst type of loss in Brawlhalla. The moment access denied reaches impact denied. You are shut down everywhere, your win condition is erased. The optimal play is really to alt F4. Usually you'd go next and ban to other maps, swap legends, or flip your playstyle entirely. But when you're not playing on stream, you don't get that. The combination of can't touch and can't hurt is the peak definition of BS in Brawlhalla. Now yes, there are external losses, stuff that are completely out of your hands, broken legends, busted weapons, lag spikes, monitors deciding to skip frames, and the list goes on and on. Those are real. But today we were talking about the losses you earn, the ones that come from the context of the match. Knowing why is step 1, adapting is step 2, and sometimes step 3 is just respecting the BS.